If you like giant robots, you've come to the right place. I'm Brian from Part-Time Samurai, and on the first Monday of each month, I'll be posting a video discussing a mech-themed anime or video game. I'm always looking for suggestions, so feel free to leave them in the comments below. Now for today's topic. Cyber Troopers Virtual-On. This game is a bit of an oddity outside of Japan, but its popularity has been consistent nevertheless. Originally, the game was released for the arcades in 1995, but the series has since seen releases on the Sega Saturn, Sega Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, and even a re-release for Xbox Live. I first encountered the game in a dusty basement arcade at a shopping mall back when I was just a kid. What instantly grabbed me was the control scheme. Instead of your standard joystick and a couple of buttons, Virtual-On uses twin-stick controls for piloting the mechs. Now, the console versions of the game are all compatible with standard controllers, but where's the fun in that? If you get the chance, I highly recommend playing with the twin sticks. Now for the game. It's pretty straightforward. You select a mech and go head-to-head against either a second player or a computer opponent. Each mech has its own unique attack and movement speed. The twin stick layout seems a bit complicated at first, but the controls are actually the same for each unit. Using both sticks at the same time can move your mech forwards, backwards, left, and right. If you pull the sticks in the opposite directions to the left and right, you'll activate a jump. Pulling the sticks opposite front and back will rotate your mech. Now for the buttons, the left trigger will throw a mine or a grenade, while pressing the right trigger will fire your main weapon. Pushing both at the same time will activate the unit's special attack, though there is a short recharge time after each use. Lastly, the top buttons activate speed boosters for movement. Once you've mastered the controls, you've got 8 different mechs to choose from. Some are slender and fast, while others are sluggish but pack a variety of heavy weapons. Of note, there's Temjin, a smaller mech with a rifle that doubles as a laser sword, who's more or less the mascot for the series. There's also Fei Yen, a mech that fires heart-shaped lasers and has an uncanny likeness to Sailor Moon. I'm not joking. But then you've also got mechs with strange names like Bulbasaur, who looks harmless at first, but then he starts spamming homing mines, which will throw you into a fit of robot rage. This brings me to my next point. The game is hard. Well, why is that? Well, remember, it's an arcade game designed to make money. The first 2 computer opponents are laughable on any difficulty, but boy, do they ramp up the pain on the third fight. When I was a kid, I wasted several dollars at least just trying to get past the third opponent. Even now, after I own the game, it still takes me at least 5 game overs before I can get past the third fight, or maybe I just suck at the game. Either way, there's definitely a learning curve here. So, if you're a mecha enthusiast, why should you play this game? Well, it's for the controls. They make you feel like you're sitting inside the cockpit of your very own mech. Heck, even the original arcade machines had semi-enclosed seating to give you that pilot aesthetic. Plus, the local multiplayer makes up for the difficulty of the single-player mode. Virtual-On was also one of the pioneering games for online multiplayer. Sure, you could go to the arcade back in the 90s and have a mecha throwdown with your friends, but in 1996, Sega released an add-on for the Sega Saturn called the Netlink. It was primitive, but it allowed players to use a dial-up connection to directly link up with other Sega Saturns. There were only a handful of games compatible with the Netlink, but Virtual-On was fortunate enough to be one of them. So there you have it. Virtual-On not only takes you one step closer to feeling like a mech pilot, but it also lets you share that experience with your friends. So if you get the chance, grab some friends, pass around the twin sticks, and enjoy some good old arcade-style giant robot action. I'll see you next month for another episode of Mecha Mondays.